What up traders, what up investors, Ken here from Dyslexic Investor, and thank you for tuning in another fantastic video. We're going to be looking at, sadly to say, PLTR and a enormous amount of options buying on the 40 call strike price. Again, this is insinuating of the Wall Street bets, pump and dump, whatever. There's just a lot of options activity at this price level, especially the following Friday, which is a couple days ago now. There was a lot of volume coming into that one particular option. We'll be diving into that via Tastyworks and, of course, Thinkorswim trading platform. That being said, we can go ahead and just look at this post from Wall Street Bets. This guy's well over 10K upvotes. We'll give that a nice little upvote as well, saying no regrets. This is from Brass Monkey, basically with the PLTR 12-11 40 call. Again, insinuating that PLTR is going to be exceeding that 40 call strike price, even though that current option is trading, I believe, a couple pennies. So what we can look at again, so this is what I use for trading options in stock, is Tastyworks. So in Tastyworks, we're going to be looking on the December 11th, which is actually my B-Day. If you want to give me a wonderful gift by just subscribing and liking, that would greatly appreciate that. With PLTR here, again, the expected move for that particular time frame is only $2.39. You can see that on the top right-hand side here. And the overall deviation of the move is from $21 to $27. So that's a pretty tight range. So the market makers are saying that, hey, 68-ish% of the bell curve is going to be falling in between this price range. Going further out, almost to like the 90 percentile move, we're going to be looking for $17 to $30. So $17 to $30 is going to be the next two deviation of a move. So that's going to be substantial. So the $40 call is another $10 higher than the 30, and that is currently looking at between 4 to 5 cents. So are people actually buying this? We had a enormous amount of volume on that 40 call strike price. We didn't see it on the 39. We didn't see it on the 38. We didn't see it on the 37, the 36, and then we start seeing some volume coming between the 34 and 35. But this one is completely an outlier. You see the open interest is well above 7K. Not even anything somewhat close is near that until you start getting around the 30s or higher or lower end of these range. But that is an enormous amount of buying. So we can look at this particular price chart on the amount of volume and the overall movement that we've seen. This option just a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago, around Thanksgiving time, was at $5. And of course, we saw PLTR overall continuously kind of grind lower here, finding somewhat of a floor support. We'll look at the direct chart, not the option here. But this thing potentially could run up again. Everyone knows that no one has a crystal ball in the market, or at least no one has evidence of a crystal ball of making trillions of dollars. But with this options really just being beaten down so low, it's going to be very tough to see this one kind of come through. Because again, if we click on it, so Tastyworks does a fantastic job. Again, if you're interested in looking at Tastyworks, we have an affiliate link down below. So the probability of profit, which is the POP they call it, is less than 1%. So you're really creating a lottery ticket here on that move. The probability of making at least 50% is about 60%. So again, but that just means if the stock moves quite a bit, it's got to move up at least $5 to $6 to get this any kind of movement here, because again, you can see here with the delta is fairly low. It's basically 2.43%, basically giving it a 1 to 2% chance of it being in the money by expirations. Again, that's why it only costs $5. It only costs $5 because there is no ongoing risk on these particular options. Could they print money and someone on Wall Street Bets makes $100,000 on investing a couple thousand? 100%. But a lot of things have to line up. The stars have to align. All the lightning has to strike like 15 times on one particular spot, and everything's got to really happen to really play this out, because we can really look at this on the analysis tab on the curve here. We really got to zoom all the way out. So it really just says here, so the current price right here is on that little green flag here, basically at the closing price around a little over $23.80, sorry, $23.85 here. So that's a little green little flag here. And of course you have theta decay. If you're not familiar with theta decay, that's the time decay. We only have 5 days left for $5 options. That's 5 days out. So that theta decay is going to be super aggressive. You can see that right here, that theta decay is at negative 2.144. So basically, this options will basically go to less than, would be about a penny if the stock doesn't move any whatsoever in the next 2 to 3 days. It's basically going to be, the market makers are going to say like, hey, this option is out of play. The activity is going to basically drop off, and then trying to get out of those positions is going to be super difficult due to that fact. So let's go ahead and kind of jump into the charts, look at some price movements, look at some support, resistance, and so forth. Let's go ahead and make our way over there. So I know we've talked about this chart so many times. You see all these different alerts that I have on my Fibonacci numbers here. Of course, I don't have to go through the history of PLTR. Of course, it had that huge spike up, coming to around $33, coming all the way back down, finding somewhat of support between that 5 and 8 moving averages. But again, a lot of people have got caught with their hands in the cookie jar, buying up well excess of $26, because you can see here on this wonderful chart here, on the volume that we saw basically on the days before the week of Thanksgiving, of someone well trading over 200 million shares on both those days when it really spiked up higher, insinuating a lot of people of course bought into the FOMO, bought into that overall super duper rally higher here, and really could potentially, they could have gotten out, but there is a lot of overhead pressure around that above that 26.17 range, and that's a very key level to potentially see this come out. So with PLTR, what we're really looking for is some ongoing movement here, with potentially looking at touching that 26.17 being very key level to potentially see that go higher. That's going to be a very significant movement to see that break. If it does break that, we could see some particular run up to $20 to $30 if it has that momentum. Because as of right now, the momentum's kind of skewing off here. Let's actually look at a smaller time frame to kind of really highlight the movement that we're looking at here. So we're looking at a 1 hour chart. So it's a 1 hour 20 day chart that really highlights everything that we've kind of seen here. With that kind of really stoop sell off for 1, 2, 3, nearly 4 days, then kind of somewhat building a base here. That doesn't mean that it's going to be all clear and everything's going to be fantastic and it's going to, the next run up higher is going to be fantastic. It does have a lot of hurt feelings in the stock. People do trade on emotions. Actually, a lot of people do that. I do that. But again, this thing has been so much. I can't even, like, the amount of posts on Wall Street Bets and all these other forums, stock twits and all these other Twitter. PLTR has to be the #1 hashtag stock in the last like year plus. This thing has been insane on how much content from people's point of views, technical trading, pumps, talking about it, whatever. PLTR has literally broken some parts of the internet. With that movement here to the downside, we're going to be looking for some downside support. Initially, without looking at any fibs, we're going to be looking at potentially that 23 to 22.60 range to potentially break. But really with some stronger data support coming around $19.57. This is going to be a very strong line in the sand in that fact. Because again, we've seen it on the way up when it was somewhat in normal mode before it went into complete rocket ship and parabolic mode. You saw it kind of come up here multiple times around that 19 to 1950 range and kind of test it before it really broke out, and really seeing that kind of come into fruition there. So again, key takeaways before I let you go, looking for, again, some initial support to 1957. Is it going to hit $40? God, I have no idea, folks. Again, do unicorns fly? I don't know. Do unicorns exist? I don't know. Like, that's what I'm trying to imply of, like, just the the complete mass hysteria behind this stock has just been honestly like a very fun experience to be a part of. Been in the stock for some time, and I know a lot of people in the Discord have been in it as well. But this thing kind of just needs to kind of calm down, take a chill pill. But we're going to be doing another video, which I think is going to be the next kind of Wall Street Bets pump potentially, and hopefully you tune in for that next video that I'll be posting within probably the next day or two. So hopefully check that out. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have any comments or questions, go ahead and check out the Discord link and join the Discord. It's myself and a lot of other traders and investors there, always having a great time talking stocks and charts, and a lot of times food and other kind of news related articles. But again, guys, thank you so much for coming by and watching the video. This is Ken from the Dyslexic Investor, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.